From forgotten storefronts to subterranean storage facilities and holy cave shrines, today we look at the most amazing underground places on Earth. Number 11. Portland Underground. Portland, Oregon is known as a haven for hipsters, environmentalists, and esoteric private businesses in modern times. But long before it gained this left-leaning reputation, this city was more associated with its namesake as a well-known shipping port. To help with the transport of goods throughout town, a series of tunnels were built beneath a number of taverns and hotels, allowing easy access from the nearby Willamette River. Over time, though, these Shanghai tunnels, as they were well known for their association with Portland's Chinatown, were at the center of many tall tales and rumors, claiming they were used for organized crime. Today, they are mostly left untouched aside from guided tours open to the public. Number 10. Edinburgh Vaults. Under the South Bridge of Edinburgh, Scotland, resides a number of secret chambers built into the bridge's 19 arches during its completion in 1788. Called the Edinburgh Vaults, these relatively small rooms served as storefronts and storage spaces for everything from taverns to workshops, and remained in use for nearly 30 years continuously. Due to their proximity to water, though, the vaults fell into disrepair rather quickly as the moist atmosphere and poor air quality took its toll on the chambers. As merchants and tavern owners took their leave, Edinburgh's poverty-stricken population would move in. The vaults became a hotbed for criminal activity moving into the mid-1800s, with occupants setting up illegal gambling and distillery taverns. Some rumors even claim that the vaults were used as storage space for the deceased by body snatchers. Today, the vaults can be accessed via ghost tour, as many believe them to be haunted, but some of them can be rented out for private events, weddings, and even concerts. Number 9. BATU Caves. Naturally carved into the side of a limestone hill in Gombak, Malaysia, the BATU Caves are one of the most popular and sacred Hindu shrines outside of India. The limestone of this great series of coves is believed to be 400 million years old, and the history of these grottos runs deep. The Temwan people, a native Malay tribe dating back thousands of years, used the caves as shelter historically. But by the 19th century, Chinese settlers began using the BATU Caves to harvest guano, or bat excrement, for the fertilization of vegetables and other crops. Near the end of the 1870s, though, colonialists in the region took note of the cave's natural limestone deposits. But before it could be mined of its resources, an Indian trader designated the caves as a place of worship, and in 1890 chose to dedicate a temple to the Lord Murugan, the Hindu god of combat. By 1892, the religious holiday known as the Thaipusam Festival in the Tamil month of Thai was celebrated in the BATU Caves and has been ever since. Over the next century, more installments were made to the cave-centered temple, including 272 colorful concrete steps leading visitors to the holy place of worship within. Number 8. Chapel of the Milk Grotto. In the sacred town of Bethlehem lie many monuments that remain important to many religions and their various sects. One of the most important structures in the town, as a center of Christian pilgrimage, is the Chapel of the Milk Grotto. It is protected by an agreement called the Status Quo, which reaches back 250 years and protects a number of religious sites in the region, as agreed upon by the religious communities of the time. The current chapel was erected in 1872, but incorporates parts of the 5th century Byzantine church that stood before it. Along with the structure, the chapel also connects to 3 caves. This location holds significance as it once acted as a place of refuge for Jesus, Mary, and Joseph before they could migrate to Egypt. It earned its name from the story that the Virgin Mary spilled a drop of her milk onto the floor of the cave in which they were staying, and the color of the rocky cove turned white. In addition to its historical significance, the chapel's supposed healing properties attract the devout from all corners of the planet. The shrine is said to be a place where specific prayers for children are inexplicably answered. Number 7. WAITOMO Glowworm Caves. One of the most unique underground experiences on Earth is characterized by an organism no bigger than 40 millimeters in length. The WAITOMO Glowworm Caves of New Zealand's North Island are renowned for these miniature luminescent creatures. In the summer, this national attraction draws an average of 2,000 visitors daily, and annually attracts 4 times the amount of any other cave in the region. And while the cave's geological formations, such as its impressive limestone pillars, stalactites, and stalagmites, may be jaw-dropping, the true draw comes from the glowworms. Adults of the Arachnocampa luminosa species are similar to mosquitoes in size and shape, while the larva appears reminiscent of an earthworm, with both stages exhibiting bioluminescence. Tourists can witness these bright bugs in person through guided tours that will take you through the multiple levels of the cave, including the final floor referred to as the cathedral for its astounding acoustics. Number 6. WIELICZKA Salt Mine. Deep within the Polish town of WIELICZKA extends one of the largest and oldest operating salt mines in the world. From the 13th century up until 2007, this 2,400-acre phenomenon served the public as a source of table salt. This royal salt mine was run by the Kraków Salt Mines Company for ages, until falling salt prices and flooding in the mine caused a sudden stop to commercial salt mining in 1996. Now classified as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, WIELICZKA Salt Mine is a historical monument that draws 1.2 million tourists to the region annually. With twisting passages, shafts, and chambers reaching over 1,000 feet below the surface, and for an astounding 178 miles horizontally, visitors can explore parts of this labyrinth salt mine firsthand. Statues carved from rock salt, subterranean chapels, historic mining tech, and even an underground lake are among the most intriguing features to find when touring WIELICZKA Salt Mine. Number 5. SUBTROPOLIS. Kansas City, Missouri is home to the world's largest underground storage facility and self-proclaimed largest underground business complex, a structure simply known as SUBTROPOLIS. First developed by the late owner of the Kansas City Chiefs, Lamar Hunt, this massive storage facility serves an impressive list of businesses and organizations, including the U.S. Postal Service, Hallmark Cards, Verizon Wireless, and the EPA. The complex was built into the Bethany Falls limestone mine and stretches as deep as 160 feet below the surface in some parts. Using a grid of tunnels measuring 16 feet high and 40 feet wide, along with nearly 7 miles of roads and railroad tracks, the entirety of SUBTROPOLIS covers an area of 55 million square feet. Above ground, though, this sunken storage facility is masked by two of Hunt's amusement parks, Worlds of Fun and Oceans of Fun. Those visiting these parks may not even know about the enormous businesses running steadily deep below their feet. Number 4. COOBER PEDY. Known as the opal capital of the world, the Australian town of COOBER PEDY has been yielding these mineraloids, the national gemstone of Australia, since 1915. But these precious rocks aren't the only thing special about this small South Australian settlement. Along with 70-plus opal fields surrounding COOBER PEDY, tourists come from all over to visit the various structures hidden below the Australian desert. Because of the intense heat of the surface during the daytime, the residents of COOBER PEDY often opt to live within dugouts or homes built within the hillsides and below ground through the region. Along with private residences, many of the town's buildings and amenities have been built into the ground as well. Underground churches serve as local places of worship as well as tourist attractions, while multiple motels offer partial and fully submerged accommodations for visitors looking to live like the locals. Number 3. RADON Health Mine. South of Helena, Montana, within the state's Boulder Basin region, are a series of mines over a century old, all fuming with great danger, or mystical healing powers, depending on the visitor's perspective. Originally utilized for its gold and silver deposits, this region was first mined in the 1880s, but as America entered the atomic age, they were instead tapped for uranium. Over time, though, uranium decays and the gas it produces as a result is called radon. Today, these mines are filled with the dangerous element, which has been branded a toxic carcinogen by the United States Environmental Protective Agency. According to the World Health Organization, inhaling radon is the, quote, second largest cause of lung cancer in the world, and the EPA has estimated that exposure to this gas has resulted in 21,000 fatalities annually. Still, there are many that turn to these mines, which have names like Mary Widow, Earth Angel, Sunshine, and Free Enterprise, for alternative healing methods. Those that claim to have had successful treatment from the radon health mines have supposedly been granted relief from ailments like arthritis, asthma, allergies, diabetes, eczema, psoriasis, sinusitis, and even migraines. Number 2. DERINKUYU. Turkey's Nevşehir province is centrally located in the Mediterranean nation, and 200 feet beneath its Derinkuyu district sits one of the most awe-inspiring historical locations in the country. Referred to as the Derinkuyu Underground City, this series of carved passages and rooms were designated to shelter up to 20,000 people during potential invasions, along with livestock and food supplies. This subterranean sanctuary was built sometime during the Byzantine era, with a total of 5 floors, each one capable of being sealed off from the others in an emergency situation. The entire underground city featured an entrance to the surface equipped with large stone doors to protect its inhabitants from the outside. Of this city's 5 floors, many seem to serve religious and educational purposes, including a cruciform church on the lowest level. But this location wasn't the only underground structure in Turkey. Throughout all the Cappadocian region are many other buried shelters, many of which were accessible from the Derinkuyu underground city thanks to miles of tunnels interlocking them. These other safe havens featured wine and oil presses, cellars, stables, and more. Number 1. Catacombs of Paris. In the late 18th century, the French capital of Paris experienced an overflow throughout the city's cemeteries. It was so badly overwhelmed by the bodies of the deceased that the basement walls of the St. Innocent Cemetery quarter collapsed under the compounding weight. To fix this grim predicament, the city converted a portion of its underlying limestone mines to a grand ossuary. Fitted with macabre decor, the catacombs now lie as a dreary attraction of Paris, where visitors can witness the skull and bone laden quarries that hold the remains of over 6 million people.